Ladies and gentlemen, it's episode 33 in this bitch. This week on the PD Skillz Show, coming straight out of Canada's East Coast, we have the Kaizen Pro Wrestling Champion, Covey Christ. Welcome to the show, brother. How are you?
Not complain. How are you?
Hey, good. It's the holiday season, and happy holidays to you, sir.
Happy holidays. Cheers.
Well, mine's a tea, but I mean, you know, can't have all the vices.
It is mine Di-Serono on the rocks.
There you go.
I'm feeling bougie as shit tonight is what I'm feeling.
So for anybody tuning into the PD Skillz Show today that might not have a clue who Covey Christ is, can you kind of give us a short bio?
Yeah, I'm an East Coast wrestler trained out of the Can-Am Dojo in Ontario. I'm just a hippie loser kid who hitchhiked all around Canada for years and lived on farms. I've built my own house with bare hands in the middle of the woods. I'm a loser.
I wouldn't say a loser. Building your own house in the middle of the woods is a fucking skill, not to shake
it's a shitty house. No one should ever live in that home.
Hey, you built it. It's yours. That's something to be proud of.
Lessons learned.
Fair enough. Now, I've actually, speaking to a couple people this week, obviously we crossed paths first in Windsor, Ontario. Everybody always says, Covey's such a good guy. Covey's such a good guy. And I'm like, you know what? I 100% agree with you. When I first met him, annoyed the fuck out of me. And I don't know what.
I'm a 70-30 person. Like 70% of people that meet me, I annoy the fuck out of. I talk a lot. I've got an annoying tone to my voice. I've got a face that's worth punching. It's why I make a really good heel.
I get that.
I break
man.
curtain and people just want to hit me. My girlfriend wants to punch me all the time. It's true. It's facts.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that though. You getting heel heat at home.
Yeah, bro.
If you can't be a heel at home, you can't be a heel.
Facts. But yeah, that's and like 30% of people just like think I'm like a puppy dog cute. So like I've got that 70-30 split. You either I piss you off or you think I'm a puppy dog.
Now, I know that obviously you went through the Can-Am Dojo.
Yeah.
Did you wrestle any Border City wrestling shows?
Never once. Nope.
I've been curious about that. So you are my polar opposite in this world. I'm the one person in Windsor that hasn't went to a pro wrestler that hasn't went to Can-Am. And you're the one that went there and hasn't wrestled on a Border City wrestling show. The main reason I probably would have went there.
Yeah, it's still one of my bucket list things that I still have to accomplish. 2022.
Was it a timing thing, like just with moving back?
Yeah. So when I moved back to Windsor, so my second time there, 2009, 2010-ish, I was just about to graduate, just about to start working, and then suffered a severe concussion working at the beach. I got jumped on the dance floor at the Beach Sports Bar and Grill and got the shit kicked out of me, suffered a really bad concussion, and my family asked me to leave wrestling. And so that's when I started hitchhiking Canada and living on farms and playing guitar and stuff. All that.
A while back going. Oh, sorry about that. A while back going into your match with Reverso, he had cut a promo and had mentioned the first time your kindness was mistaken as a weakness. Does it refer to that moment?
No.
So there is something with that 7-Eleven parking lot.
Yeah,
Let's hear it.
So my third day ever in Windsor, like ever, I was walking. I lived on Langlois Street.
Yeah.
When I arrived, I asked the guy to take me to Langlois because I'm from Cape Breton, which is like half of our population is Acadian. So
yeah,
it's Langlois, and he was like, "Bro, I'm just gonna let you know, people hate French here. It's Langlois. If I'm a bad cabbie, I'd have taken you for a drive today." Like.
That's horseshit. That's horseshit too, because there's like the Pierre Peary fucking argument.
Peary, yeah. Everyone that I met in Windsor, it was Peary Street.
Dude, it drives me up the wall. My name's Tim Gagnon. It's
I know.
Pierre. It's Langlois.
Gangon.
Like,
Tim Gangon.
Gagnon.
Gagnon. That's what I heard all the
Windsor
time
name,
when I showed up
Gagnon.
in Windsor. The boys of the backyard, Timmy Gagnon. And I was like, what a weird, how do you pronounce it that way? Anyway, so I lived on Langlois. I was coming up around the corner, around the 7-Eleven, going to, I believe I was going to Lions Pizza, just around the corner.
Yeah.
And a guy came across on his bike and went like this while he was driving past me. And I flinched. And the guy behind him on his bike drove past and punched me in my throat. And yeah, I'd never been drive-by punched in my life. And it was my third day in Windsor and somebody punched me in the throat. And I bawled my eyes out and had no idea why somebody would punch me randomly. And they called me a faggot while they drove past. And I was just like, I was singing at the time because everywhere I walked, I just sang and like waved at people because I'm a stupid Cape Brettoner, and learned really quickly that that is not okay.
And that's
Windsor's
what's funny is
not
I'd
okay.
never heard that story before, but when Reverso cut that promo right away, I'm like, I know where that is. And I got a general idea where he was around. I'm like, did Covey get fucking beat up or something there? I'm like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, Covey got punched right in the throat.
Yeah, and it was like, it was crazy because like for me myself, like being all the way in Windsor and you guys are promoting this match there, to see that shot of Windsor and like it was a really solid fucking promo.
Bro, Reverso slaughtered that thing. Like it was so perfect.
I'd never seen him cut a promo that way before, and it was beauty.
Yeah, Dan's like, we had such a good sit down here when he came here, and I was just like, I think the world of Dan as a performer and a worker and a person. And so like, I'm so happy that he lost the mask now too, because like Dan is a man.
I didn't. Okay, so I seen the result. Obviously, it's not a spoiler for me. I seen the mask status. I haven't. Is he losing that for everywhere?
Yeah.
I've been curious about that, or if it was just for that promotion.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go with Dan El Reverso Pisano, or however he's gonna put that thing together. But
I don't know. I'm sure I'll design him something for it.
I'm just so excited that we get to, like, his emotions, his facials, his who he is.
Yeah, he is so good, and he hasn't had that as a weapon yet.
Yeah, and like he's instantly investable. Like as a person watching wrestling, I can't not invest in who he is. So like having an easier attachment to the man is awesome.
Yeah, no, and that's, you know, like we talked about that when he was on my show, whether it be, you know, on camera or off, you know, we had talked about a lot that went behind the, you know, the choice to wear a mask and some of the insecurities. So it makes me really happy to see, you know, an old friend finally hit that point where they're secure with themselves. They are who they are, and they're ready to say, you know, I'm fucking here.
Yeah, I agree. See, he's feels like a man, you know, like he's such a dad. He's got that strong dad energy. Like it's dope. Yeah.
But I mean, he just got so many masks done and stuff too. So I was like, damn, like I was surprised. Like he told me the day was coming, but I didn't think it was this soon.
Same. I thought it was going to be drug out for a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I thought he, you know, would take the after COVID, really get another big momentum leap going and then go. And I mean, he's been on some momentum. He's been, you know, he's working steady with Lucha on Demand around here too as well, which is a perfect fucking fit for him.
Look at his body.
Yeah, he's shredded.
He looks like an action figure.
I know. And he's always been at least in decent shape since I've known him, since we were teenagers. But now he's fucking, it's just all business, all fucking business, that man.
Absurd.
So when you moved back to Nova Scotia, how'd you end up back into wrestling? What got you back in there?
I was playing folk music in Cape Breton, and so shoot reason. So I'm playing folk music in Cape Breton. I'm on a songwriters circle at our like folk bar, like sweet music bar venue in Cape Breton.
Yep. And
I'm on with two fucking amazing musicians, and they're like playing along to my songs. And every time they play theirs, I couldn't fucking play along because I'm a fraud musician. Like I learned.
I know what I know, and that's all that I know.
Yeah, like I only learned music because I was a hobo kid and needed to play music on a street corner to get money to pay bills, right? Like that's the only fucking reason I learned to do it. It wasn't like a passion. I don't love music. It's not a thing I listen to all the time. Like it's just not who I am. So I was sitting there on stage and I was so fucking embarrassed because it was like, oh my God, this is the first time I noticed like I'm way in over my head here, like way the fucking over my head, and I don't know what I'm doing here. Like within 3 months, I can't like I was my hands were doing this after playing guitar every night, and I found out I had rheumatoid arthritis, and so I just stopped playing music and went back to wrestling. That's literally all it was. Is I didn't enjoy the art form that I fell into. I found out that my brain wasn't as bad as maybe I thought it was.
And if you're going to be beat up and sore, it's probably going to be from something you really want to do.
Yeah. And like, if I was, and like, this is my dumb, crazy brain, but like, I had played music for like 4 years at that point. I played from BC to Cape Breton. I'd played a shitload across the country. And like, all of my friends at that point were musicians and they're all fucking incredible. And I was the like failed wrestler in their head. And in my head, this plays back to the I annoy people a lot. I think I'm fucking awesome. I think I'm an incredible wrestler. Like I'm trained at one of the best schools in North America. I'm an incredibly talented wrestler. I trained with the best. I'm one of the best from the school. Like I'm very proud of who I am. And so it bothered me that no one could see that but me. And so if I was going to,
hey, I admitted it to you. I said I didn't see it.
Yeah, nobody did. I was who would have? I was a 100-pound kid who went to Windsor, Ontario to live my dreams. I was a joke, an annoying kid. I had a t-shirt that said, I'm like Fisher Price. Oh, the possibilities I got made for myself. Like I was annoying. I was Chris Holler, but like with no talent and 100 pounds. Like I was so easy to annoy people.
Wait, I'm waiting for the part that wasn't Chris Holler once upon a time.
Chris was like, like I was a Chris Holler weeb. Like when I showed up in Windsor, like I thought Chris was awesome. But like I was an Aiden Prince weeb. I was a Steve Shilson weeb. Like I thought these guys were awesome people. So like I'm and
no, I mean they still are.
Dude, fuck yeah. They're incredible human beings.
I haven't talked to Shilson in a fucking hot minute, but
Hype Wrestling, when Aiden put that on, I watched every fucking episode just so I could see what Aiden was up to. Like when he did like the authority gimmick and all that.
This is Hype Wrestling.
All shot in his fucking house. I'm losing it.
But that was his way of getting good with the video portion.
Yep. And also gave him something to do in wrestling that made him happy. Like when you're not happy in this business, find something that makes you happy. Yep. It's so like when I came back to wrestling, it was more of like I needed to show a bunch of people, and like Scott, I owe everything I have to Scott, Johnny, and Tyson. Like they're the people who made me who I am. And so I needed to show them that maybe their invested time in me wasn't a wasted time. So that's I hold like there's a lot of like pride in where I come from. So I wanted to show that off to the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean they've got to be proud looking at you. I mean, right now you're out there doing your thing. You're starting to, creep into other provinces, doing work on the regular.
Yep.
What are some of the shows you've got coming up pending this crazy world?
So COVID just canceled my Newfoundland. I was supposed to do 3 days in Newfoundland.
I did see
and I was supposed to be down Limitless Wrestling January 22nd. I was supposed to be coming back for Limitless, and then Pine State Pro Wrestling in Maine on the 28th, and then Lebanese Center in Halifax on the 29th of January. So only one of those I think is still happening now because of COVID. So we'll figure all that out. But once everything comes back restrictions wise, I'm back Maine, New York, Connecticut, Boston, Ottawa, Toronto area for Go Hard Pro again in April.
Aha.
Yeah. And Andrew Love's promotion down in Oshawa. I'll be working for them when they start up.
Yeah.
Be back to Seaway again in the spring. Going to be working into Quebec a little bit, and then over into BC, and then down to Mexico, and then back over for another little bit in the UK again at the end of the summer, I believe.
Are you on the New Brunswick WrestleMania weekend? Are you doing 2 shows in New Brunswick?
Yeah, I'll be working with. Are you heading over to what is he calling it now? Academy Pro. There it is.
Yep, we're both on there, and then I think we're both on Prestige.
Prestige de la Lutte.
Yep.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited for that weekend. Bunch of folks that
I know. Has Holler talked to you? Said anything to you about that?
No.
All right. So he hasn't even put any wheels in motion, and he had this wild idea because he asked me what was going on, and I'm like, I'm riding up with Holden in his van and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
How full is your vehicle?
Mine?
Yeah.
Heading from like New Brunswick to Halifax?
Yeah.
It is Peter, Benoit, Justin, me, and Mia. So 5 in a 6-seater. I'm sure we could possibly fit another human body in there.
So here, right away, when I tell Holler that I'm only driving up to Toronto, and then from there, like, I'm out of control, he goes, well, shit. If I come up to Toronto with you, I can fly out of Toronto to Nova Scotia, hitch with Covey, come to New Brunswick for the show, hang out with Covey and everything for the weekend. He's like, get back there on the Sunday, fly back out to Toronto while you're driving through Toronto, lank up and go. And if that doesn't work, take a train back to Windsor.
He's a madman. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely fit him. There's no issue.
There you go, Holler. I know you're going to watch this fucking episode, so
I'll fucking jam you in.
The gauntlet is out there.
We'll get you a booking, brother.
Oh, yeah. Bring your stripes and cut your fucking hair, you hippie.
You hippie. I didn't even notice it was him in the picture. I was like, who's the paunchy ref with the long hair? And then I was like,
yeah,
Holler's got a full dad bod and like fucking Tom Hanks from Castaway look. Like, what's going on with the boy?
Dad's away.
COVID time with the kids.
Fucking Tom Holler.
What is this boy?
But he said if he starts reffing more, he'll cut the hair.
That makes sense. He's got to look professional again.
The world.
He's got to get the speed flip again in the front. The little fucking.
No, oh dude, I've got some. I see pictures once in a while from when he had that up like that, and the like blonde in it. Oh, yes.
Ah!
It was the best. The golden era.
Back when Brian Lebesnick was murdering human beings.
Yeah. Me and Brian Lebesnick murdered each other a few times.
I miss you, Lebesnick.
Hey, I see him once in a while.
That's fine.
I see him once in a while because, I mean, I still hang out with pretty much a lot of the people from back in the day. And one of our buddies that was always around, I actually date his sister now, and Lebesnick still hangs out with him often. So.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so it works out that I still see him often,
perhaps.
Too. What?
Is that Dave Lucier?
No, not Dave Lucier. Do you watch his Trauma Pro stuff?
I do.
Okay, anybody out there that wants a good laugh that's loosely wrestling related,
it's very loosely.
Check out Trauma Pro Wrestling. It's fucking hilarious.
Even
sometimes it's too much for me, but I know there's people where that's like their thing.
It's so like I like a lot of Aqua Teen and like weird absurdist humor.
Yeah.
And so it is it tickles parts of that, and then it goes way farther than I'm used to. And it's a lot of me sitting there going, yeah, that's the guy that I drove bikes with in Windsor. That's the guy that I met and went, you're fucked. You're fucked. Like, that's all I could ever think of.
So, you know, coming over here, meeting everybody in Windsor, now you're in Nova Scotia, doing your thing there with Kaizen Pro. How does it feel to be able to bring guys like Reverso and Aiden Prince out to the East Coast?
Means the world. It's so, like, again, 18-year-old Covey going to Windsor. Like, I showed up in Aiden's backyard for and forgive me, was it perhaps a WXW show? I'm
WSW.
not sure. Sorry, WSW.
Yeah.
In Windsor Southside Wrestling.
It was first it was Wicked Shit Wrestling, and then sometimes they called it, then like it was like We Still Wrestle, and like I don't know, it was a whole bunch of stuff.
I remember showing up there and seeing Aiden doing a shooting star off the top turnbuckle to the ground in his backyard with a couple of like 80-pound dudes in high spots gear, e-lucha gear catching him, and went, like, I'm a mark for that kid already. He's nuts. What a psychopath.
And it's so cool to see him splice that into his shit now.
It's perfect because it's who he is. It's exactly who he fucking is. He's a nut. He's fucking nut. He's broken. His brain is broken. He's so fucking talented.
I remember one time, it was me and Lebesnik against Lopez and Pudge.
Yeah, Pudgy.
Yeah. And fucking he goes to do this big flip off the top rope, like a moonsault or something, or a double moonsault, I don't know. And Lebesnik just in midair punches him right in the face. It was brutal.
Man,
me and Prince talked about this growing up. He took a lot of shit to become the man he is.
Dude, he brought his laptop here when he came and showed us, like, we stayed up till like 5 a.m. just watching hours of him dying in the backyard.
Dying?
Literally, my favorite clip. He tried to do the Ray Kidman, like the pop-up Frankensteiner out of the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And gets popped up and totally misses the dude on the top rope. And the guy only catches one leg of Aiden. And he just drops out of frame straight down on his head onto the floor. Oh. And then just pops back up a second later, looking around like this. And some dude,
I mean, that's how it is when you're young. You're fucking elastic, man.
Dude filming on the roof. He's like, Aiden, you got to re-hit your spot. And I was like, this is my favorite. I love the backyards in Windsor. He almost dies and nobody checks on him. They're just like, do it again.
Oh yeah, backflips in the fucking telephone cords, landing on their heads. Why did you do that?
Man, I miss Pudge. Pudge, I still talk to Pudge. Every time Pudge, when I became homeless, Pudge found me a place to live.
Pudge is good shit. You know what the only bad thing? So there is only one bad thing about this New Brunswick weekend of ours. It's on WrestleMania weekend. And I've always wanted to wrestle a weekend shot on WrestleMania weekend. But for the first time, I can't compete in our annual video game tournament.
Yeah.
We didn't do it last year because of COVID. And I currently have the trophy for back-to-back years. And I feel like if Holler doesn't make this, if me and Holler both aren't on the trip, I feel like we could postpone it. But if Holler doesn't make this trip and he's willing to do the tournament, I'm going to have to fucking forfeit this trophy. And it makes me so mad. Like last year, 2 years ago, before I defended the trophy, like I sent them all of a picture. I straight did the Shawn Michaels with this fucking trophy. Ass naked, red background, like did it as close as I fucking could. And now
you have to.
Now I can't defend it.
When you win a trophy or a title, you kind of obliged to do a Shawn Michaels shot.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't show. I haven't done one with this one yet.
Ooh. Well, that's a sexy belt.
Yeah, well, here's the problem. Okay, if you see like my show logo show up, that's all green. So like the leaf in the middle is green. The leaves over here are green. It's the No Ring North Hybrid Championship.
That's so pretty.
It's actually I designed the belt myself for No Ring North. So
of course you did.
Well, I designed both belts for them, and most of the t-shirts and stuff that are available on their website is stuff that I've done, which doesn't show up right now. But on the edited version of this, I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to say buy one of my t-shirts.
So many good designs. The stapler one, so good.
Big fan. Hey,
big fan.
I wanted to use it for myself so bad.
I figured.
And like when I made it, but I was like, you know what? For the team, because I feel this will sell better as a No Ring North shirt, especially because the North play and all that. And
yep.
I had to let it go.
You gotta eventually make a king of the No Ring North shirts.
I may have to. Ridiculous.
There's my giggles for the night.
Those are your giggles for the night?
Oh, buddy. I'm a giggler, you know.
So is Kaizen Wrestling, like, because I don't know the complete history of Kaizen Wrestling. Is that something you started up there?
So it's myself, Josh Ruckstall, our referee, Squishy, Dave Boyce, and Brad Nice, who's Chip Chambers. We all started it together. There's a lot of weird stuff that was going on in the Maritimes with the like speaking out and Me Too and weird politics if you can't work here, if you work there or whatever bullshit. And so we just wanted to start a little haven that was more wrestling focused and really driven toward the goal of if I could have a place that had a ring full time, the Maritimes could eventually find somebody to get signed here instead of constantly being an area that's kind of forgotten about in Canadian wrestling.
Okay.
We're kind of like a little younger brother of Canadian wrestling.
Kind of a pass through.
Yeah, and like people kind of scoff at the Maritimes.
They tour it, but they don't come back very often.
Yeah, and it used to be an area you made a lot of money. But then our training schools started becoming just like 10 to 12 week training programs with no place to continue afterwards. And seeing a lot of guys coming out with the same skill set, the same move set, the same characters, the same concepts, an inability to get over, an inability to advance themselves. And so I just thought if we could change, kind of like how Scott did with Windsor back in like the 90s, if you could figure out a place that people could train full time, you can figure out how to make a bunch of really good young wrestlers develop fast and potentially get signed by a promotion and change how the Maritimes is perceived. And that's been my goal since day one with Kaizen. There's a reason it's called Kaizen. Kaizen means continuous improvement. And so never, day after day, you aren't the same person. You should want to get better, not fall backwards.
That's a hell of a way to answer my next question. Nailed it too. I was gonna ask where it came from, like, because I was like, you know what, I could either look it up or I could just ask and learn, which is always a better experience, I find.
So 14-year-old Covey had to create a wrestler in a SmackDown game called Kaizen Karoshi. Karoshi means death due to overworking. Kaizen means continuous improvement. So the character concept was I will continue to improve until I die.
Yep.
And so I have lived the concept of Kaizen Karoshi as best as I could as a human, in that every day, whether it was learning farming or how to build a house or how to play guitar or how to sing or how to play scales or how to be a better wrestler or better brother or son or partner or whatever it was in my life. Like I'm in year 2 right now of accounting school. So like I'm becoming an accountant right now in my mid 30s, and I didn't like math. I just chose something that I wasn't good at so that I could become good at it. So I'm obsessed with becoming better every day.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm sure there's days where that's a detriment, but I mean, it looks like more often than not, it pays off.
Dude, it can even mean like today I'm going to smoke more weed than I ever have in my life. So like I've become a better stoner than I've ever been in my life.
I get it. That's where it is. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it just so I could say I'm better than I was at it the day before.
Exactly. Like I'm
I don't know.
enjoying my K-Mac.
I had that day where I did somewhere in the 900 milli on some cheesecake, and I don't know if I want to be better than I was that day.
Bro, it's a totally different experience
I
when it's
kind of
on
want to
that.
do that. I kind of want to do the one meal over 1,000, but we'll see.
You kind of have to hit thresholds in your life, right? You have to know what your limits are. You have to break through.
That's the problem. Is I felt aside from wobbly knees the next day, I felt pretty good. So like I'm like, I could be tempted in the future.
Is it your Everest?
I don't know. It could be.
It is today. Let me tell you.
Well, it might not be today. It might be. It might be in the near future. I got to get it baked first.
That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I Kaizen, the promotion is Dave Boyce just bowed out this year.
I did see that.
Yeah, in full retirement finally, because he's a retired nurse.
Okay.
And now he's fully retired. He's retired from wrestling, from nursing. He can just enjoy life. Dave is the greatest thing. We wouldn't be where we are without Dave. He did everything business wise for the company. And now we've taken that over, which is kind of fun. And so like this past show was our first show ever running without Dave. And so learning how to promote the show properly or improperly as we did, or every aspect of the company that we had to cover, that's pretty fun. And so it's just been like, it's just like a little fun place where we, Limitless is my sister promotion out of the States.
Mm-hmm.
I love Limitless Pro Wrestling, love Randy, love everyone that's around that promotion. They're incredible people. They've taken care of me.
Where in the States is this?
They're out of Maine. And so their last few champions, like Christian Casanova was their champion, immediately got signed by the Fed. All Good Anthony Green was their champion, got signed by the Fed. Dan Garcia became their champion, got signed by All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like the moment you become a Limitless champion, within the next 5 months you're signed. MJF was their first champion and then got signed by All Elite.
There you go.
Ace Romero, was a product of their school. MSP, Main State Posse, are a product of their school. They're just an incredible promotion, really fun promotion out of Maine. I implore you to check them out. They're really fucking fun. They are, do you know who the Sea Stars are?
I don't.
You should check out the Sea Stars. Ashley Vox, Delmy Exo, Rip fucking Bison. I think you'd fall in love with Rip fucking Bison.
I've heard that name.
So Rip Bison, his missus is Delmy Exo. Her sister is Ashley Vox. They are the Sea Stars. They started out as like a mermaid tag team. They're Mexican American, and so like Sea Stars, they're sisters. They're the Sea Stars.
Okay.
So it's just like a funny play on words thing. But they're all fucking amazing wrestlers, and Limitless has them as like homegrown talents. Same with MJF was a homegrown. Anthony Green, homegrown. Ace Romero, homegrown. MSP, homegrown. Like just amazing talent out of that place. They're kind of sister companies with Creative Pro down in the States and stuff like that. T2T Wrestling Academy, Beyond Wrestling. Blitzkrieg Pro, Jeremy Leary's promotion. They're all kind of loosely connected to each other.
Hey, it's nice to hear that though. I love hearing so many people working together in a network.
Dude,
That's always
yeah.
good for everybody.
Limitless gets like, anywhere from 5 to 10,000 views per video on YouTube, and put a few of Kaizen's matches on their YouTube to promote us as their sister promotion.
Beautiful. That's always great.
So kind, dude. Like wrestling just needs more of that, like bonding together to want to see more wrestlers get more dates, because the more wrestlers that get more places to work makes more money, makes them bigger stars, makes people think that they're a bigger deal, makes them get out of their local area, makes them be able to tour and see more places, live their dream.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Kaizen, where is, the best place to catch, Kaizen footage for people who want to experience what you guys have to offer?
So IWTV is our host for our shows right now. They have all of our Kaizen history. We are going to start airing on YouTube our old content, so like our original shows, some of our original matches and stuff. So there'll be new content. We have a student of ours who's like a videographer. And so Sebastian started putting together little vlogs that are going to be put onto our YouTube as well, which will be outlining kind of like who our students are and what their history is and who the people are that come through that place. So you can check out our YouTube and our IWTV to get more content on the individual wrestlers. And then our Facebook to check out when our future shows are.
There you are. And, of those, names that we're going to get to hear as things roll out on YouTube, what are some names from Kaizen Wrestling that people should be really excited to check out and look into?
So like in 2022, I would say getting used to like Benoit Gravel and Justine Ward and Justin Moyer and Peter McDade, Mia Malek, my number one student, my biggest, she's amazing, incredible. Lebanese.
I am familiar.
Mia's such a good student. She's in the school 6 days a week. She never stops training. Her heart is 12 times bigger than her body will ever be. Like, she's incredible student.
Amazing to hear.
The students coming out of that school right now, Ian Pratt, Bobby Boyette from Louisiana. We have
there's a travel.
He came up here, him and Zane Kane. He came up from Louisiana to train. Zane came all the way from Calgary to train with us. And they're Zane Kane. What a name. They're incredibly
Zane Kane, what a name.
Right. They're such incredibly gifted athletes. Like they've bothered me in that I have to get better as a worker because my students are going to be better than me within a year and a half. And that's a real danger. It either means I'm a good trainer or I'm a shit wrestler or somewhere in between, I would start watching out for all of them. I would watch the Kaizen Scramble of the students, the Kaizen Academy Scramble. We're going to pop that on YouTube. And bro, go watch it. It's 3 of their first match ever. And
that's nuts because I've been doing this for fucking like 17 years and I still hate scrambles.
Dude, they're my favorite.
Not watching them. If they're done right, I love watching them, but doing them, I'm just like, oh.
I love them so much. What my favorite part of a scramble is? I get my shit in little increments and then get to go to bed for a brief period of time, come back in when somebody needs me to take their shit, and then just sell off to the corner like I'm taking a nap and just come back in when you need me to take some shit. It's so easy.
I think it's just sometimes when everybody wants to collaborate on one thing at once and it's all the moving pieces. And I think it's just the anxiety that goes into that where I'm like, you know what? I get it. About it.
I think, I think these are things that like music helped me out with in that I just think of it as chords in between. Like you hit your chord, I hit my chord, you hit your chord, I hit my chord, you hit.
Yeah.
Then I come in and take it. I don't know. Maybe it's my dumb 10 concussed brain that can just like, I say it knocked sense into me. My last concussion, only reason I know math. I don't know what happened. Too many concussions taught me math. Now,
rookie of the year style. Don't fall again.
bro, calculus just makes sense. Advanced algebra, so easy. I don't know why. I didn't get it before.
It better not be a rookie of the year thing. You can't like fall again.
Bro, fuck that. Keep knocking my head off shit. If I keep getting smarter because of this, bro, wrestling and math, like what a perfect combination. Who knew?
Who knew bagging yourself up for one was all you need to teach you the other?
I want to go to like the university and just take all the math students and be like, what you need is concussions.
There it is. Now I understand the meaning, the meaning of beat some sense into you.
You got it. See?
There it is. All right. Well, I do want to wrap it up here. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. It has been great to talk to you and pick your brain on Kaizen and, you know, what you've got going on there. For the listeners and viewers at home, where can we find ourselves some Covey Christ?
You know, just pump Covey Christ in on YouTube and you'll find fun matches, and you'll find like, I don't know, a couple of matches with like 10 million views. So that's pretty cool. And you can check me out on Facebook and Instagram and all those social media gimmicks as Covey Christ. I'm pretty sure I'm the only Covey Christ. I'm pretty sure if you just pump in Covey, I'm now more followed than Stephen R. Covey. So fuck you, Mr. Stephen R. Covey, and your 7 steps. I'm the best Covey now.
Yes. All right. Well, on that note, you guys can always find me at PD Skillz Show on all forms of social media, and, you know, catch the show and all the previous episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Amazon, pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts. Until next time, happy holidays, guys. I'm PD Skillz. This is Covey Christ, and we're out of here.